Battle of the Brains, presented by Invest 529, Central Virginia's high school academic quiz show. Today's match features the Steward School versus Princess Anne High School. Let's play.
Hello, and thanks so much for joining us here for Battle of the Brains. I'm Cheryl Miller. Our high school academic quiz competition welcomes teams from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. They're competing for a share of $20,000 in scholarship money, courtesy of Invest 529 and the E.W. Scripps Foundation. The academic athletes joining us today are the Spartans of the Steward School, coached by Eric Hopp. The Steward School is a private day school located in western Henrico County, serving about 700 pre-K through 12th grade students. The administration says the school is large enough to provide resources to explore interests across academic, athletics, and the arts, but small enough to allow personalized attention to pursue those interests. Also with us today, the Cavaliers of Princess Anne High School, coached by Jason Tomick. Princess Anne High School in Virginia Beach is home to the International Baccalaureate Magnet Center, welcoming students from all across the city. Total school enrollment is about 1,800 students. And it's great to have all of these students back with us today as they compete to move on to round 3 of this season's competition. Our match will consist of 3 toss-up rounds and a category round. Players will buzz in, wait for me to call on them before giving their answer. Any interruption of questions with an incorrect answer will result in a point deduction, but there is no deduction for an incorrect answer to a completed question. All right, students, welcome back. Let's go with the first toss-up round. At the time of the American Civil War, what was the largest city of the Confederacy in terms of population? Jeffrey?
Atlanta.
That is incorrect. Princess Anne? Charlie?
Richmond.
It was actually New Orleans, about 160,000 people. Richmond moved to the top after the fall of New Orleans in 1862. How many boroughs make up the landmass of New York City? Eleanor?
5.
Correct. Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island. The 1871 Chicago fire destroyed over 1/3 of that city and killed approximately 300 people. It also destroyed the original handwritten draft of what 1863 document issued by Charlie?
The Emancipation Proclamation.
That is correct. Issued by Abraham Lincoln that freed the slaves in the Confederacy. It was stored at the Chicago Historical Society. Who was the Soviet Communist Party secretary whose meetings with Reagan and his much-admired policies of glasnost and perestroika? Charlie?
Gorbachev.
That is correct. Mikhail Gorbachev. What is the state-inspired nickname of the movie fame archaeologist Henry Walton Jones Jr.? Jeffrey?
Indiana.
That is correct. Indiana Jones. What event is referred to as the most exciting 2 minutes in sports?
The Kentucky Derby.
That is correct. Located in Ann Arbor with a seating capacity of over 107. Jeffrey?
Michigan Stadium.
Judges? They will accept that. We were looking for which university has the largest football stadium in the United States. The judges saying okay, and it's also known as the Big House. In a popular Beatles song, Lucy had eyes like this.
Diamonds.
That is incorrect. The question is, spell kaleidoscope. Princess Anne? Eleanor?
Kaleidoscope.
That is correct. Lucy had kaleidoscope eyes. Members of this vessel's crew included Ishmael, Queequeg, and Captain Ahab. Tyler?
No answer.
Time is up. The question is, name this whaler featured in the novel Moby Dick. And it was called the Pequod. This language group is divided into eastern and western subgroups by the La Spezia Rimini line. Occitan, Provençal, and Catalan are the minor languages in what family? Jeffrey?
Iberian.
That is incorrect. Minor languages in what family named for an ancient empire that spoke Latin? Charlie?
Romance.
That is correct. All right, teams, take a look at the monitors. Here is a question from the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
What is the name of George Washington's home in Northern Virginia?
Eleanor is out, so that is a 10-point minus for them. And now the question goes to Steward School if you'd like to answer. Owen.
Mount Vernon.
That is correct. You may need your pencil and paper. Multiply the number of amendments in the Bill of Rights by the largest prime number less than 4 and divide by the number of points for a football touchdown. Tyler.
5.
That is correct. 10 times 3 divided by 6. What famous 1896 Supreme Court decision established the principle of separate but equal? Owen.
Plessy versus Ferguson.
Correct. In writing his own epitaph, Thomas Jefferson singled out only 3 of his accomplishments: the Declaration of Independence, the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom, and the founding of what college? Tyler.
UVA.
That is correct. University of Virginia. They were the 9 daughters of Zeus. Later, they became the goddesses of inspiration for all areas of human learning and artistic expression. Tyler.
Muses.
Correct. And that buzzer is the end of our first toss-up round. A good job by our team so far, but a lot more questions still to come. Up next, we'll learn a little bit about today's players, and then they'll take on the category round when Battle of the Brains continues.
Miss a week of Battle of the Brains? Want to catch up on the full season of play? Find full episodes on our YouTube channel. Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from the Steward School with 30 points and our team from Princess Anne High School with 60 points. And we'll get back to our match just ahead, but first let's introduce today's teams and players. First, our team from the Steward School. Our first player is Hunter Killian, who is a junior. He's first baseman for the Steward School's team and a sports photographer. He also enjoys playing video games. Next up is Dante Castle, a senior who enjoys geography, calculus, and learning about other cultures, and is a volunteer at the Science Museum of Virginia. Along with being a musician, he plays piano and also enjoys a game of volleyball. Our team captain for the Steward School is Jeffrey Sproul, who is a senior. He's a 3-sports athlete who runs cross country, swims, and plays lacrosse, and is interested in studying governance, politics, and history. And wrapping up our Steward School team is Owen Engel, who is a junior, enjoys reading, and likes to watch Leeds United and baseball. He spends time volunteering and working with local political organizations and has a passion for history and theater. That is our team from the Steward School. Great to have you here for our round 2 play. Now our team from Princess Anne High School. First up is Charlie Crane, who is a sophomore. He's in the IB program, also plays the alto saxophone in the school's marching band, and enjoys reading and writing, and favorite subject is history. Our team captain from Princess Anne High School, Tyler Chen, is a senior. He's also in the IB program and spends his free time reading comics, playing tennis, and engaging, he says, in just general tomfoolery. He enjoys everything math and plans to major in it. Callum Moore is a sophomore currently enrolled in the International Baccalaureate program. In his free time, enjoys hiking, fishing, and just having a good time. And Eleanor Ford wraps up our team. She is a senior in the IB program as well, loves water sports like crew and sailing, also enjoys reading, and plans to pursue a degree in business and marketing, and hopes one day to live in Europe. We wish you the best of luck in fulfilling that dream. That is our team from Princess Anne High School here with us today. And now our teams are going to take on the category round. Each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If they get all of the questions correct in the allotted time, they will receive a 20-point bonus. All right, teams, take a look here at today's categories from which you may choose. They are acronyms, television spin-offs, and spelled the same. And we do note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to come up with the correct answers. There is no deferring to another team member for the answers. By the rules, the high score team gets first choice of category. That is our team from Princess Anne. So Tyler, quickly talk it over with your teammates. Let me know what category you'd like.
Let's do it.
Let's do acronyms.
All right, I will give you a clue and an acronym. To specify the reference, provide the full name or the phrase it represents. The first is a caretaker of Mother Earth, EPA.
Environmental Protection Agency.
Environmental Protection Agency.
Correct. Savings plan for later years, IRA.
Investment Revenue Account. Sure.
Investment Revenue Account.
It would be an individual retirement account. Income tax collectors, IRS.
Internal Revenue Service.
Correct. As at some time later, TBA.
To be determined.
To be, no.
Wait, no.
To be announced.
That is correct, or to be advised or to be arranged. As in sleep research, REM.
Rapid eye movement.
Rapid eye movement.
Correct. A health caregiver, EMT.
Emergency medical
Emergency medical
technician.
Emergency medical technician.
That is correct. A type of car, SUV.
Suburban vehicle.
It would be a
Utility.
sport utility vehicle. As in a text, ROFL.
Rolling on the floor laughing.
Rolling on the floor laughing.
Correct. In the military, AWOL.
Absent without leave.
Correct. And finally, a type of automobile, BMW.
It's German. Yeah, it is German.
And that would be Bavarian Motor Works. All right, good job on your category. Now the Steward School will either take on television spin-offs or spelled the same. Jeffrey, what would you and your team like to play?
We'll go spelled the same.
All right, I'll give you two definitions. You name the word that they share. The first is a large omnivorous animal or to bring forth fruit.
Bear.
Correct. A statement of money owed or a proposed act of legislation.
Bill.
Correct. A short, quick race or a mark of punctuation.
Sprint.
That would be dash. A card game, also known as 21, or a leather-covered bludgeon.
Blackjack.
Correct. An organ of vision or the opening of a needle.
Eye.
Correct. To mend a garment by weaving a patch or a mild swear word meaning to condemn.
So.
That would be darn. A place where arrows are stored or to tremble or shake.
Quiver.
Correct. Part of a book or a youth in a ceremonial employment or attendance at court.
Page.
Page is correct. A sheet of paper or an appendage attached to a stem of a plant.
Leaf.
Correct. And finally, a section of a play or a piece of legislation.
Act.
And that is correct. Good job on your category as well by our Steward School team. Up next, we've got another toss-up round as Battle of the Brain continues, so stay right here.
Battle of the Brains is always available. Find full episodes on YouTube and follow Battle of the Brains on social media. Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from the Steward School with 70 points and our team from Princess Anne High School with 95 points. And now it's back to Battle of the Brains and another toss-up round. But first, a reminder to our teams, you do lose points if you interrupt a question with an incorrect answer. The other team will then have the chance to answer. And of course, there's no conferring in the toss-up rounds. Here we go. They are forbidden to plow, eat meat, or handle impure materials like leather. Name this priestly varna, the highest caste of India. Jeffrey.
The Brahmins.
That is correct. What is another common name for the aurora borealis? Helen.
Northern Lights.
Correct. The lightest noble gas is what element? Tyler.
Helium.
That is correct.
Nice.
You may need your pencil and paper. Evaluate the summation as x goes from 1 to 4 of 2x. Tyler.
20.
Correct. What word of Japanese origin names a tidal wave caused by underwater? Tyler.
Tsunami.
Correct. Underwater seismic activity. What term can refer in chemistry to orbitals that have equal energy or in mathematics to a triangle with 0 area? Tyler.
Degenerate.
Correct. What Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band from Australia features a lead guitar player who wears a schoolboy uniform? Jeffrey.
AC/DC.
That is correct. That's Angus Young. What are the 3 main ingredients placed between 2 slices of bread in a classic BLT? Tyler.
Bacon, lettuce, tomato.
Correct. In the 1850s, this political party was known for its nativism and anti-Catholic rhetoric. Owen.
No nothings.
That is correct. What is the most common surname in Spain? Tyler.
Marco.
That is incorrect. Steward School? Jeffrey?
Garcia.
That is correct. Popular in East Asian cuisine, edamame are what type of beans harvested before they ripen? Jeffrey?
Soy.
That is correct. Spell edamame. Tyler?
EDAMAME.
That is correct. What character instructs his friend to hang a lantern aloft in the belfry arch in the Henry Wadsworth Longfellow poem? Charlie?
Paul Revere.
That is correct, the poem about his midnight ride. There are 4 devices in a typical motorized vehicle that can change the acceleration. Which is a vector quantity of that vehicle? The brakes, transmission, an accelerator pedal, and what? Tyler?
Steering wheel.
That is correct. Newspaperman and philanthropist Joseph Pulitzer emigrated to the United States from which Central European country, whose capital is Budapest? Charlie?
Hungary.
Correct. This man's pupils included Baron and painter Antoine Jean Gros, and name this neoclassical painter of the death of Marat. And that would be Jacques-Louis David. In the comics, Iron Man, Ant-Man, the Wasp, Thor, and the Hulk are all founding members of Tyler.
Avengers.
Superhero team, yes, the Avengers. Get your pencil and paper out for this one. What is the integral of 4x cubed plus 3x squared plus 2x? Tyler.
X to the 4th plus x cubed plus x squared plus c.
That is correct. Martin Luther's 95 Theses, which heralded the start of the Protestant Reformation, consisted of 95 arguments against what practice? Charlie.
Indulgences.
That is correct. Originally named Temujin, name this Mongol conqueror. Jeffrey.
Genghis Khan.
That is correct. A composition of letters, words, or phrases which are the same whether read backwards or forwards. Tyler.
Palindrome.
Correct. Napoleon arrived in 1815 and died in 1821 on what island was the site? Tyler.
St. Elba.
That is incorrect. That was the site of his final exile. Steward School. Jeffrey.
St. Helena.
That is correct. All right, teens, take a look. Here is another question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
Inspired by the events of the Boston Tea Party, Virginians held their own protest against imported tea the year following. What was this called?
And that was the Yorktown Tea Party. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round just ahead and we'll double the point value. Stay tuned to see which of our teams is today's winner here on Battle of the Brains, and we'll continue on in this season's scholarship competition.
Love Battle of the Brains? Ready for your high school team to play next season? Go to battleofthebrains.net to learn more. Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores as we head now into the final round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from the Steward School with 140 points and our team from Princess Anne High School with 225 points. Now in this last toss-up round, the point score for a correct answer is doubled, but so is the penalty. For an incorrect answer given before I finish the question, there is no deduction for an incorrect answer to a completed question. Good luck, teams. This is our final toss-up round. A written statement used for evidence in legal proceedings. Spell affidavit. Owen.
A-F-F-A-D-A-V-I-T.
That is incorrect. Princess Anne. Eleanor.
A-F-F-I-D-A-V-I-T.
That is correct. Nice. The digits 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and 13 begin a sequence of numbers which can only be divided by themselves and the number 1. Jeffrey.
Prime numbers.
Correct. Get your pencil and paper ready. What is 2/3 divided by 5/6 when simplified? Tyler.
4/5.
That is correct. In humans, this type of tissue, which contains no blood vessels, is found in the nose, the ear, and between. Eleanor.
Cartilage.
That is correct. Found between the bones and many joints. It's connective tissue. Its Elborz Mountains are near its Caspian Sea coast. Name this nation whose Zagros Mountains run from the Strait of Hormuz to the border with Iraq. Charlie.
Turkey.
That is incorrect. Steward School. Owen.
Syria.
It's actually Iran. What is the term for lines on a topographic map that connect points to the same elevation? Tyler.
Isolines.
That is incorrect. Steward School. Dante?
Longitude.
They're actually called contour lines. The present-day states of New Mexico and Arizona were home to what notoriously fierce tribe of Native Americans? Jeffrey.
The Apaches?
Correct. Because a few mushrooms are deadly and many more are mildly poisonous, mushroom hunting is not a hobby for the uninformed. What is the term in botany that deals with the study of mushrooms and fungi? Tyler.
Mycologist?
We will accept that. Yes, mycology. All weather on Earth moves predominantly from east to west because of the Earth's rotation. The spin direction of low-pressure storms is opposite in the northern and southern hemispheres.
Coriolis effect?
That is correct. What amendment to the U.S. Constitution authorizes Congress to levy and collect income taxes? Tyler.
11th?
That is incorrect. Steward School? Jeffrey?
The 21st Amendment?
It's actually the 16th Amendment. Which world language has the most native speakers? Tyler.
Mandarin.
Correct. Estimated about 930 million to over 1 billion people who speak Mandarin Chinese. The Bañados de Izazog swamp is near this nation's border with Paraguay. Name this landlocked South American nation. Charlie.
Uruguay.
That is incorrect. I'll finish for Steward School. Name this landlocked South American nation with the administrative capital city of La Paz. Owen.
Bolivia.
Correct. How many signs of the zodiac are there? Eleanor?
12.
Correct. What is the only nation in the world to have named its city capital city after an American president? Tyler?
Liberia.
Correct. Name for James Monroe. The Falkland Islands and part of Antarctica are part of what South American mountain chain? Tyler?
Andes?
Correct. What plant that represents the rebirth of spring is the national symbol of Ireland? Jeffrey?
The Shamrock?
Correct. What is the capital city of Minnesota? Jeffrey?
St. Paul?
Correct. Richmond's Maggie L. Walker was the first African-American woman to charter and serve as president of what type of business? Owen?
A bank.
Correct. St. Luke's Penny Savings Bank, founded in 1903 in Richmond. What was the viral respiratory illness called that reportedly took over 25 million lives worldwide between 1918 and 1919? Jeffrey?
Spanish flu?
Correct. Another pandemic. That buzzer is the end of our game. While our judges double-check the final score, here's a reminder of how you can stay connected with us here at Battle of the Brains.
Stay up to date on Battle of the Brains. Follow along as your favorite teams advance this season. Visit battleofthebrains.net to learn more and follow along at Battle of the Brains on social media. Join us next week on Battle of the Brains as we welcome students from Ocean Lakes High School playing against students from First Colonial High School. Don't miss the action.
And here's our final score for today's match, determining which team will continue on in this season's competition and a share of $20,000 in scholarship money. Ending the match with a final score today of 280 points, our team from the Steward School. Great job today by Hunter, Dante, Jeffrey, and Owen. Thanks for playing along here on Battle of the Brains, and best of luck with the rest of your school year. Our winners today with a final score of 385 points, our team from Princess Anne High School. Congratulations to Charlie, Tyler, Callan, and Eleanor, and we'll see you all in the next round. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thank you so much for watching and playing along here on Battle of the Brains, and we'll see you back here next week. Great match, teams.
Game over. Thank you for watching Battle of the Brains, presented by Invest 529. Goodbye.